5-year goals. Let's take a look at my list again. 5-year goals. 5-year goals is a long-term goal planning process. And this isn't necessarily about exactly 5 years. So it's not thinking, all right, this year is 2020 and in 5 years it'll be 2025. So by 2025 I will absolutely have these things done. It's just more of a long-term thought. These are the things that over the next 5 years or so I would like to get complete. When you're working on 5-year goals, you want to think about things that are achievable within the 5 years. If something couldn't happen for 10 years, don't put it on your 5-year goal because it'll just be stressful. Put a stepping stone towards the 10-year goal on the 5-year goal. So make these things that could be achieved in 5 years. And it might take a lot of work, but they could be achieved realistically. Make them specific. So I have on here, get 600 works published on Amazon. That is a hard number count. I'll know if I get to 600 because I can just count the books on Amazon and see if there's 600 in there. And either I make that goal or I don't make that goal. Or body fat at 15%. I know because I've got a scale that measures your body fat. So you just stand on it and it will tell me if my body fat is 15% or not 15%. And so on. So when you're thinking up your long-term goals, think of things that are specific, that could actually happen, so they're attainable, so that there's something in service of one of your priorities. So think about the priorities that you have set. So for example, be healthy is one of my priorities. And then my 5-year goal would be to have my body fat at 15%. So for me, hopefully that's realistic and it's achievable and it's something I can measure to know that I have gotten to that point. And it's not that I'm going to do that all at once. The point of 5-year goals is that you're going to be chipping away at them over time, making progress towards them, and then eventually you will get there by making little milestones and getting slowly but surely towards it. So 5-year goals are not things that you focus on. It's not that I go around saying, oh, I have to have 600 works on Amazon, because that's too long term and it's hard for someone to work at something that big. What the 5-year goal is a thing to aim towards with your shorter term goals. And we'll get to the shorter term goals next. But for example, if I want 600 works published in 5 years, then maybe I'll have 500 books published in the coming year because I'm getting close to that now. And it gives me a milestone to work on that will make me head towards the 5-year goal. And the 5-year goals should be in service of the priorities. So the 5-year goals is a middle level. You've got your priorities with your general be healthy. You've got your 5-year goals, which would be like body fat at 15%. And then you've got your closer term goals, which are the 1-year goals, which is body fat at 16.5%. That helps you move in that direction that you've got. So when you're thinking about 5-year goals, think about things that you'd really like to see yourself having done and completed in 5 years. And it's good for a mental point of view to always think about things about how happy you will be when this thing is achieved. So don't think about how hard it will be to get there and all the hurdles that'll be in your place to get there. When you're envisioning the 5-year goals, think about your happiness and joy when this thing is done and envision yourself being in that state with the task complete. So think about 5 to 10 5-year goals, things that are in service of the priorities that you've listed. If you come up with a bunch of 5-year goals that you really want to do in 5 years, but they don't point to a particular priority, think about what kind of priority would be a match for those 5-year goals and add that to your priority list so that everything stays in sync. This is a feedback loop so that you can see, all right, well, if I want these 5-year goals, that means that this kind of a thing is a priority for me as a person. And now that your priority list is in sync with your 5-year goal, which is in sync with your 1-year goal, and so on. And that way everything works smoothly towards that end. So to summarize, 5-year goals are about long-term goals. They should be specific things that you can enumerate so that you know exactly when you've achieved them. They should be things that are attainable so that they're not completely out of the blue things that you can't get done. And they should be things that are going to make you happy in the long term. They should be part of your priority list. So let me know if you have any questions about the 5-year goals and what the purpose for that listing is and how you work on those. And then, like I said, every 6 months or so, you update it. And maybe it could be that you were really obsessed for a while about learning to play piano, and then it just didn't become that important to you anymore. Maybe it's time to take it off the list for now. And that's okay. We all change and grow and learn over the years, and our priorities shift. And that's part of the process of working on these kinds of lists.